Croeso and welcome to Beyond the Track podcast. My name is James C, coach, commentator, lecturer and endurance runner.
And I am Jenny Long, GB distance runner.
We'll be going beyond the track, speaking to the athletes about their stories and also the very best of the sports professionals in Wales and beyond.
We hope you will leave each episode feeling better informed and more inspired about athletics and running in Wales.
So welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of Beyond the Track podcast. My name's James Thee.
And I'm Jenny Long.
You are now Jenny Long, having just got married, and that's why you weren't here last week. So how was the wedding? How does it feel to be a married woman?
The wedding was probably the best day of my life. Everyone says it's going to be great, but I didn't really realise that until the end, and I was like gutted it was over. So I'm glad I'm just not messing up my surname, to be honest, because I've done that a few times and it's not gone down well with the husband.
I didn't get it wrong either, just saying. So were you as nervous for wedding day as you were for any race days?
No, do you know what? I was so calm, like just... What will be, will be.
Aww.
Like, you know, I was considering starting the Garmin for the walk down the aisle, but I was told the rings might not be exchanged when I got there, so
and it
I
might
played
not go
it safe.
with the wedding dress.
No.
Either. So no watches on. So, but you had a watch on yesterday.
Yeah.
You are deep in marathon training, ready for Valencia. Mm-hmm. Was it a 21-mile run, 33 kilometres with a bit of change of pace in there, I think I saw.
Yeah, we had a big Ponty group out yesterday, actually. There was eight or nine of us absolutely tearing down the Taff, so it was great fun. I managed to do 13 and a half miles at like 5:55 per mile, so...
Okay.
You know, a bit of a baptism of fire. I expected, looking at it on paper, for it to be really easy, but when you get to about an hour of that sort of pace, it's like, ooh, it's actually starting to hurt a bit.
Long runs bite, as I will tell you.
Yeah,
because,
you had an even bigger run yesterday.
I did. Well, I did the Gwent League on Saturday, so we're going to go through the results of that. But I had to get my last long run done for my marathon, which is going to be the tough one, area marathon, end of the month, and 35k, Jen.
I've got a bit of work to do, haven't I?
1,200 feet of climbing. My family asked me, did I have any music on whilst I ran? No music, no group around me, just me, amazing backdrops, and 3 energy gels. Did you take any gels?
I did better than that. I was 6 gels.
6 gels?
Yeah, I'm working to get like 100 grams an hour.
I can't afford with that. Like, you're sponsored by a gels company, surely. So, I didn't need a gel on Saturday. The John H. Collins Gwent League cross-country fixture. I tell you what there were so many club tents.
So good to see.
Margam Park is spectacular. It's usually been in February, so it's been a little bit boggier, a little bit colder, a little bit wetter. This was autumn colours to dream of, to die for. And it was great to see. Every single race just seemed like it had more numbers that we've seen for a long, long time. Lots of social running clubs out, lots of clubs that I haven't seen run Gwent leagues in the men's and women's races. Now they're transitioning from not just road clubs, but cross country and the junior age groups again, just to see the numbers in the age groups. And it was a real kind of festival of what cross country running should be about. But also, it wasn't just about the masses. The elite end. You had Dav Jones, who ran in the under-23 European champs cross country last year. He's bidding to try and get on that team again against Darry Griffiths, who has more Welsh titles than anyone's ever going to ever have, I would have thought, in their lifetimes.
And I ran with Daff actually on the Thursday or the Wednesday beforehand, and he was a bit nervous going up head-to-head with Davies. So he
was a little bit ill in the week. But he claimed victory and he put 30 seconds on Dawie. But I think the fact that Dowie's still out there and so absolutely loves it. I think my favourite Dawie story was the week after he ran 2:09 for the marathon. The next one, he was running the Gwent League in Brecon. So he just, he can't run
resist,
the Gwent.
Can he?
But the Margam Park course was fast, 28 minutes to Dav. And then Felix McGrath had a good run, Bristol and West in third. But then, there was, Dav won the under-23s as well. There was some good performances. Isaac Arnold, Cardiff Met was second place in that. And the team standings, I've got to say it, my Ponty Rodents team came out, I think, by 3 points. Maybe my sprint finish for 25th. I overtook 3 people in the home straight, so
and I think that's
just going to put it down there. But there was also
good to see. Like Ponty would not have featured like that in a cross-country league a few years ago. So I think
never. But also strong women's set of results as well, Jen,
absolutely, There was a 6.2 kilometre race for the women, and it was won by Ellie Wallace in a time of 23:08. ahead of Freya Bradley, who's a new fresher at Cardiff Met. You'll probably know her.
Good to see.
And she was second in 23-25, and Sian Duval, she was third in 24-12. Whilst the first Welsh finisher was Katrina Entwistle, who clocked 24.50. It was also really good to see Millie Gold kind of move up into the senior age group. She's an under 20. She finished in the steeplechase at the under 20 champs this year as well in the summer. So she was fifth in 25.09 as well. So really good to see her out on the cross country. And I'm sure she will be at the next Gwent League, which also incorporates the Cardiff Cross Challenge at the beginning of November, as she kind of prepares for probably the European trials in Liverpool.
It will. And I think for those age groups, and there were champs within the whole, Gwent League as well for the regions. So it was great to see some medals presented as well. And I can't wait to see those Cardiff Cross results when they do come through.
Absolutely.
We will be talking that up and previewing that as well. But also over the weekend, it was the Twin Peaks race that was held over 11.7 kilometres. Just 237
fancy
metres
this as a
climbing.
little tune-up for the marathon?
Oh, I don't think so. No, that sounds tough as well. But I think it was Isaac Onfray, the Aberystwyth University Harriers winner in 46 minutes. And the female first finisher, Fionn Morgan, CDF runners, completed the course in 53 minutes and 38 seconds. So, great to see some competitive, I think that's more of a kind of trail fell race than anything else. But, fairly quiet weekend of the Gwent League. But we've got someone very special on the call today, Jen.
Very, very exciting. We've got Justin Davies. He is calling in from Bath. That's where he lives and he trains. Slightly different to the trail running. He's a track runner through and through. Hates cross country.
He's a thoroughbred. He is.
But it's a really great episode. So we'll leave you with that.
So it's a warm welcome to the latest episode of Beyond the Track, and we're delighted to have a very special guest on today, the Welsh record holder indoors and outdoors and a European under-23 silver medalist. Welcome to Justin Davies. Welcome, Justin, to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me on. It's a delight.
It is a delight. And many things we want to find out about yourself. What a rise over this last year or so. But I want to take you back a bit to where it all started.
Okay. I started when I was 10, just running around, the local football field. I guess there wasn't any event or anything in mind. I was just running for the sake of it. My dad was the one that got me into it. And then shortly after then, I was very lucky. I met Martin Rush, who's now my coach. He's been my coach for the past 12 years now, which is crazy. I guess more than half my life I've known the guy. And I just kept training with him, and the rest is history.
So were there any other sports involved? Were you a bit of a team sport player as well?
I mean, I did a bit of badminton in school, but I wouldn't say it was particularly good. It's always been running for me. I've been lucky. I've always known what I wanted to do.
And when did you first join a running club, and when did Martin sort of take on that role of being your official coach, really? How did that look?
I mean, it was very simple. It was when I was 10. Normally, how it works at the Uni of Bath is you've got this group called 365, but my dad just contacted one of the coaches directly, Martin, and we kind of sidestepped that whole thing, which is meant to filter you out into your different disciplines. We went straight to Martin. we joked about it the other day. He got us doing an 800-meter time trial to sort of filter us.
What, straight away? Was that on the Bath track?
Yeah.
So what age were you? 10?
10.
And what did you run?
I think I was 10 though.
Okay, can you remember what you ran?
Yeah.
Is it? It wouldn't be on para 10, but is it log somewhere at the time?
It probably started with a 3, to be honest.
Okay.
If we're being honest. But no clue.
Did you enjoy it though back then? Did you think 800 meters is your event?
Oh no. I mean, I think I was more cross country then. I mean, It's hard to say. A kid doesn't really have, I guess, a sort of specific niche. You're just doing it because you enjoy it, and sort of whatever comes from that will happen.
And was there any sort of influences on that enjoyment? Did you have anyone that you looked up to kind of early on in the sport?
I mean, I guess the London 2012 Olympics were on roughly that time, so I think every kid my age would see Mo Farah and just think, wow, I could never be that good, but I want to like aim as high as I can. I think sort of taking the best aspects from different people and then sort of meshing them together rather than sort of using one person necessarily as a role model.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're a role model to some of our aspiring Welsh junior athletes, and you're on the Welsh Athletics Performance Programme now. Obviously, those superb performances indoors and outdoors. So, what does it feel like, and how beneficial is it to be on a pathway like that?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, the support's fantastic. You've got the physio, so Adam, he's great. I messaged him the other day about carbon shoes. I wore them for the first time today, just asking him how I should wear them and exposures and all of that stuff. And straight away, he got back to me with exactly what I should be doing. Then you got the psychologist, Louise, who's just fantastic, who I absolutely need to talk to. And then Steve and that lot as well, just getting my, I guess, action plan in place.
So has that been a real part of your kind of development, obviously going from club level, national level, and now obviously international medal and taking medals on that international stage? Is that all part of it, having access to those different professionals and experts and widening that kind of support team around yourself and Martin?
100%. I think is necessary. And also there are areas which I were weak on, like psychology. And I'm still not fantastic, but working on that area is so important.
And 2025 has been a bit of a breakthrough season for you. But which performance or race stands out to you kind of the most?
I think British indoors was really special. I mean, first British title.
Yeah.
That one was so special. But then there was also running a 144 for the first time. And that was actually my PB in Belfast. That meant a lot. It could be the races in Europe, sort of trialling that world stage, winning a gold meet. Yeah, I can't really narrow it down. I mean, I guess British indoors just because of the British title. But I feel like it's been such a special year. Sort of holistically, I can't necessarily narrow it down to one specific performance, which was the best. That's a bit of a cop-out, but there you go.
Did you expect to win that indoor title, or did that come as a complete shock?
Oh, it was a complete shock on the start line. And it's not good. I was just thinking, all I have to do is come top two. I don't care if I come second. European selection was on the line. And so, no, I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I wanted to get a medal and get an auto queue spot for Europeans, but no, I was not expecting to win that race.
And then obviously winning it, you guarantee your spot. But to see your name on the team list, and obviously the same for the under-23s, was that a special kind of feeling to know you've got that GB stamp of approval?
That was so special because that was my first senior proper representation.
Yeah.
And the last, I guess, Loughborough International for GB Juniors, that was in 2022, I think.
Wow.
It was so long ago.
That's a long time. In
finally
terms,
getting one.
Yeah.
And it was a senior one. Yeah, it means so much.
Did you think, because I know often speaking to people that, obviously junior vests, are really important, but, often we see a lot of juniors come through, but they don't make it to senior level. Did you really feel like, making a senior team, making a senior international team was like, you kind of shown people your progression and, made that jump?
Yeah, I think it was more proving it to myself.
Yes.
That confidence can then come from that. And then you can, I guess, treat it a bit more professionally. That, okay, I'm now here. I might as well give it everything I've got. But yeah, no, it definitely feels different. I mean, maybe it was because it was like a 3-year gap.
Because of 3-year gap,
I think it being senior representation, it is different. And yeah, it meant a lot seeing sort of my name on the website.
And there's probably a difference in travelling abroad to go and race for Great Britain than going down to Loughborough as well. I guess I think slightly the atmosphere and the environment you're in can have an impact on that as well.
Yeah, and the people you're with. There was Lena Nielsen, Alistair Chalmers, all of the George Mills on the team. I was like, oh my God, it's just fantastic to be a part of that team.
And being a part of that team obviously comes and it brings experiences you gain and things. And you went into the summer, you went to the European Under-23 Championships. How was that? Talk us through the final. How did the race go? Did it go the way you expected to?
Talk us through those heats first. 144 in the heat. I remember seeing that and almost falling off my chair. They were that fast. I don't think we'd seen a level of under-23 800 metre running like that. What was it like to be in it?
Okay, so I saw the heats and I thought, okay, we were talking with the GB guys before, and I was like, yeah, sorry, I have got the really lucky one here. Lucky is a relative term.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Still a couple 144 guys, but my God, that first heat, I said good luck to Henry Jonas. I was being brutally honest. That's one you're going to have to work really hard there. I'm probably not the best thing to say to a guy before his heat. It was really hot. And then, so the call room was in a cave. It's the first time that's ever happened. Yeah. And
Wow.
then that was nice and cool. Then I went up onto the track, and then so the second heat, the first heat was going, and I was looking at the time. I was like, okay, 1:45 would be reasonable, I feel. And then just seeing like all these guys coming through in 1:44, like many expletives were said before I even got on the start line.
It
And
was insane
everyone was
watching
like-
it. Yeah.
I knew then, because I think there were fastest qualifiers. I knew that wasn't necessarily the aim. I was just going to race for a top 2. I wasn't meant to lead out the heat, but it just is what happened. And I was like, okay, I'm in this position now. I'm not going to give it up. It's got to stay strong all the way around and close well, and hopefully you can hold everyone else off. And I was fortunate enough that is what happened.
So what was the thought then between the heats and the final, seeing that quality and those that were in there? Did that change your race plan? Seeing obviously, Niels Laros, what he did and his different strengths to the other sort of, out and out 800 meter runners?
Yeah, no, it was tricky. I think everyone had run under 1:45 in that final. And I guess what I was thinking most of all is that recovery was the biggest problem. I mean, there was one day between, but 1:44 will still take like a hell of a lot out of your legs. So I think being smart for that final was the right decision. This is one of the things I'm working on this year is strength between rounds, which wasn't necessarily there for that final. So I went out with the aim of, okay, I'm going to start really hard, get into a good position. Yeah, that didn't happen. I went straight to the back, and I just had to use this. There were guys three like abreast in front of me, and I just had to use them as a wind block.
Yeah.
And then I knew from 400 I had to make a move, otherwise you would just get lost. And then work my way up the field, probably working a lot harder than I should have. I should have been at the front. But again, that was my bad. And then I think it was with 150 to go. I thought, oh my God, there's actually a chance I could pull this off and get a medal. Like even up until that point, I thought, yeah, there's no shot.
It's gone.
And then with 100 meters to go, I was sort of like just in the lead, and then Niels Laros just sodded off, which was quite frustrating. And then, yeah, even after we crossed the line, there were 4 of us who were just so close to each other. I think 0.01 between me and the next guy. And there was a photo finish, and I was just looking up at the screen, just hoping that I was in that top 3.
And your name came up, and you got the silver medal, and yeah, fantastic. And obviously off the back of breaking records indoors, first British title, national records. We've talked about obviously, so much that's gone on. But, if you look at then, the World Championship selection would have been, I'm pretty sure, the icing on, the cake of the season. How did it make you feel, obviously, not getting selection? And take us through that process from your side of the perspective.
Well, my perspective, it was a tricky one. I mean, Max was obviously already through. And Ben Patterson did mention it on his podcast that there was 3 of us. It was myself, Tiernan and Ben.
Yeah.
And I think we all knew that as soon as Ben got the time, he was going, because he's got that pedigree. And, he was always going to be selected. It is what it is.
Because I think, wasn't it, up until Tooting, Tiernan didn't have the time on that evening. And so he went out, obviously, I think, was it in Poland or somewhere?
I think it was Pfungstadt in Germany.
Yeah, Germany. And he ran the time.
Credit to the guy. Obviously, I think as most people would be, I was quite bitter for a few days, but then I just got over it. I mean,
it's quite hard though, selection though, isn't it? Because because it's a bit like speaking to a lot of people about similar things, and it's a bit like a game of cards where you have your cards in front of you, and you've got a choice of either picking up another card, playing another card, showing your cards. Was there part of you now on reflection that if you'd have gone to Tooting, maybe, or somewhere else and raced? I mean, I know hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Oh, yeah.
But actually speaking to people, what you did, which was holding the cards, and what you've done already, is actually often what 99% of people do.
Yeah, it was a tricky one. So I'll talk about what I should have done afterwards. But yeah, Martin and I thought there's no point. I've already proved. Yeah. I've already got my case. Another 1:44 probably won't change anything. I might as well just assume I'm going.
Yeah.
And just train like as hard as possible. Assume I'm going to go. And what will be, will be. I think I was talking to Steve Vernon from New Balance and Tom Bosworth, my agent, and yeah, I should have done Tooting, or I should have done a race, knowing how it would have turned out and looking at the selection notes that I was given afterwards because I wrote an appeal. yeah, I should have done Tooting, or at least another race in Europe. I mean, there weren't many. I didn't know that Funkstadt race was on, but Tooting would be good. Budapest,
Yeah.
probably would have been a good one because I might have been able to sneak in to that one. It was frustrating. I guess there weren't many European races as well. It would have been a lot easier to race abroad if there were options.
Yeah.
But it was Tooting and a couple others, and there was like Beijing and China. But I guess that was after selection, so there really weren't many options.
So what happened? Take us through the British Champs final, because obviously Max, kind of ran off the front.
He's different.
He's just different gear, isn't he?
Sensational.
Amazing. But when you look at kind of your race consistency, what happened in that race? Because it probably wasn't your best race of the season.
No.
And and I think that, but you'd obviously had lots of races into that. Was it tactics? Was it just a little bit of fatigue? Was it just rounds? Was it just a little bit of learning off I said what has already been a brilliant season?
Yeah, I think there were two main things. I think there was fatigue from Euros. I mean, sort of the not necessarily physical, but when you achieve a high and then a few days later you've got to come down, just
tough. Yeah.
Work again. It's tough. But I think more so it's just like seriously my strength between rounds wasn't there this season, and it's something we're working on. But not even having a day between the heats and the finals, I know that's how it is, so I need to sort of get used to that. But it's fine. It's something to work on. I think knowing that and actually almost having that rather humbling experience is quite necessary, because now I know next year that's what I have to work on.
Perhaps like what sort of like mental cues or kind of mental techniques do you use then when perhaps races don't go the way you planned? You've got to be able to move on from those in order to perform well again. What sort of strategies do you put in place for that?
I just enjoy the training so much. I can always just get lost in that, and then just focus on the next race. I think even if a race goes really well, I find it hard to dwell on it for too long. Like I feel almost a bit guilty posting on Instagram, like even a couple of days later about a race, even if it like goes really well, because it's like I've kind of moved on already, even if it goes really well. So I feel like other people have sort of moved on as well. I sort of move on, quite quickly.
But interesting, from the outside or looking in, on your career, you have had some setbacks. You've had a few injuries, and you've had injuries mid-season as well. And what's always impressed me is you just seem to come back a better version of yourself. Again, is that things you're doing, consciously thinking about? Is it just a preparation? Is it your confidence in what yourself and Martin are doing? So again, going back to that kind of, thinking about, that role model you are to younger athletes, what is it that you keep coming back stronger?
Oh God, I mean, I think most of it is trusting Martin.
Yeah.
So I just know he's so smart and he knows exactly what he's doing. So I know from a physiological point of view, I can have 100% trust in what he's saying and I'll be okay. But I think in the times for example, it's at the back end of 2022, I'd just run 3:43 and I was going on a long run with Martin. I turned my ankle, got a grade 2 ATFL tear and AITFL tear. So that took me out for 13 weeks, which was pretty gnarly. But in that time, I was just thinking, like there was a moment where I just thought, okay, I'm going to sit down and think of absolutely everything I can overhaul. Like if there's something which I'm not doing properly, and even now I'm still finding things, but that was really important for me. So nutrition was a big one. Like actually having that time to think, okay, I've got this time, I'm not doing anything, might as well try and optimize as much as I can.
And even this summer, I think you missed the under-23 trials in Cardiff. We'd have loved to have seen you there. You had a slight injury or slight niggle, didn't you, in the middle of the summer? Yeah. So again, it's amazing to see how quickly and how you respond, and then you're on the podium at the Euro under-23s.
Thanks. I mean, just to clarify, because I had achieved the world qualifying time before the trials, I was able to miss the European trials, as it were. But I did have an injury a couple of weeks before, which did mean I had to miss out Ostrava. Yeah. And I had to do Poznan instead. There was some upset, but I didn't miss the trials because of an injury. Okay.
We'll put that on record. It was around that time, I seem to remember that much. Yeah. So, I think, amazing powers of recovery.
And as someone at your level, what does a typical training week look like? What does Martin put you through?
Well, this is the first time I actually get to talk about this. This is we're putting in something new this year to try and address some weaknesses. So starting next week, there'll be a Monday sort of morning tempo and then evening probably threshold tempo, so double threshold for the first time. Hopefully the body doesn't break, because I'm quite fragile. And then Tuesday, gym and a run, ditto for Thursday. Wednesday morning is a easy run, followed up by a session, which tends to be a little bit faster. It'll probably tend to be VO2 max type of work, so 5k pace type work. And then Friday we're going to have as a rest day, because we've got a sort of peak mileage in mind, so 85k for the week. And if I can hit that whilst having a rest day, that's ideal. Saturday tends to be a longer one, probably 10k worth of volume at threshold, at least for the time being. This is winter training. It's going to change a lot, with some short, sharp hills to try and get that speed and just maintain that. And then 60-minute long run on Sunday, nothing too fancy.
Do you substitute any cross training in your week, or are you just purely running?
I know I react a lot better to running than I do to cross training. I know my old housemate Sam Charrick used to cross train a bunch, and he was absolutely fine. Like, he could retain so much fitness. For me, I find it really hard to do that. There's some physiological reason which I'm not smart enough to understand. But yeah, running for me, if I can run, I will run.
And is that in a group? Is that mixed? Or is that a mixture of solo sessions as well?
I've managed to get a group of people for the Monday morning. I mean, all sessions will be with people.
Yeah.
It's so much better when you're with people. Individual runs, it's hard to get people at like the exact time because everyone's got their own schedules. I've got a very specific schedule with uni. And Sunday, if I can run with people, that'd be nice. I'm living with 4 other runners, and last year we did one group run together on Sunday, so that's sort of setting the precedent for this year.
And we were talking off air about you in your final year of study. Yeah. So tell us what you're studying and what this year looks like academically.
So I'm studying biomedical sciences, sort of studying the human body and health and disease is a sort of a way of putting it. This year should be relatively the easiest year because I've got a full year project. This will mean that I've got complete agency over my own times, except for a few meetings, so I can train mostly when I want. And I have got some other sort of coursework bits on the side, but it's mostly that full year project.
Will we see you at Bucks?
I doubt it.
In your opinion, what sort of barriers do you think there are within the sport currently that perhaps we can overcome? Or if you had the free will for a day to challenge something, what would it be?
People say consistency is key, and it is. It's so important, but I guess staying injury-free is so important to make that next step. Training smart, so you can run 120k, but if your body operates really well on 80, maybe running that extra 40k and getting yourself fatigued maybe isn't necessary. I guess it's challenging. Everyone's different. I think understanding your own body and what you need, because everyone's different, and a sort of a generic sort of one size fits all probably doesn't work for everyone.
And what do you think in terms of national governing bodies from UK Athletics, Welsh Athletics, what they can do to help young talent? You've come through that pathway. We talked about some of the good things when you get onto a performance pathway. What are some things you think NGBs could do better? Education,
but sort of not niche education. Lots of people have been, I guess, messaging me about what supplements should you take, and actually having things like set out, like nutrition, recovery. Like recovery is so important, and saying, right, you need to hydrate well, like sleep hygiene. There's a fancy word for sleep times, which I've forgotten. But just
I think I know that, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, nor do I.
Oh, chronotype.
That's right, that's the one.
And understanding all of that and learning how to optimize things for yourself, because again, everyone's different. And just having a big sort of, I guess, guide, just which you can tailor to yourself. Maybe that would make a difference.
So you need to bring out a simple guidebook for dummies to running or something like that.
I think I would have needed that at certain times.
Running obviously takes up a lot of your time alongside your degree as well. But outside of that, what do you enjoy doing?
Oh, God, I'm really boring. I do a bit of gaming with my girlfriend. At the moment, I'm learning Hebrew. That's another one. Family connections. So I thought it's morally good of me to actually be able to communicate with them. But not much. Running does take up so much time.
So do you see yourself, what do you see yourself doing a bit more when you've got a bit more time after running? Is there anything from
photography,
people jumping out of
actually.
planes. Oh, photography. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Jumping out of planes.
Camera down there.
So photography,
No,
that's interesting. So what do you see yourself? Nature? Is it just the general?
Nature, yeah, I mean, I've been trying to get into it recently. It's annoying because for sports photography, I can't be the one taking the photos.
No. That'd be hard.
Which it sort of it does put a
Unless you
spanner in
become an
the works.
influencer.
That was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Nature's a really good one. Wildlife, if I can. I just find it so interesting. All my off season, I went on just a few walks, just with my camera, just trying to take some what I thought were good photos. I mean, obviously, I'm a bit rubbish at the moment, but I've got a lot to work on.
Well, that's the next question about how you unwind and sometimes reset between kind of big races. Is that something? Yeah, you kind of take a walk and take some photos.
Honestly, I just really enjoy training.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really sort of counterintuitive, but I just find it so sort of. I think Cole Hocker on his post said it's a meditation, and I think he's absolutely right.
Absolutely. I would 100% agree with that as well. Like,
Yeah,
I like to
I agree.
bookend my days with
Yeah.
a run, and that's like turning on and turning off, and it's the best way to kind of go about my life.
Well, I've been running 37 years now, and I can tell you it doesn't wear off too much. It kind of does worry me. The only thing that worries me when I've been running this long was if I was not able to do it anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd probably have to take up another hobby. So is there any other sports, if you had to change direction, Justin, if someone said to you tomorrow, you're not allowed to run, but you could do any other sport,
Make a return to badminton.
modern pentathlon?
No, it'd have to be something aerobic.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it'd probably be cycling, to be honest.
Okay.
It's just heart and lungs.
Yeah.
Something using that. So yeah, probably cycling, if I'm being honest.
And you touched earlier on the importance of nutrition.
Yeah.
But a question we like to ask all our guests is if you had your last meal on Earth and you had to share it with 3 people, what are you eating
Okay.
and who are you sharing it with?
What am I eating? Oh God. I've just started making this lemon chicken dish with sort of chickpeas and
Sounds good.
Yeah.
yeah, cherry tomatoes and onions. No, it's really, really nice. I mean, my preferences change all the time, but right now, I'd say it's that.
You don't have to cook. You could have a chef come in and cook something. But that does sound.
That sounds
That
good.
does sound really good. It does really good. So who are the 3 guests that are joining you?
My girlfriend, I'd make a joke there, but yeah, it probably wouldn't land too well. Girlfriend, someone from my family, and I don't know, Martin. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Keep it in house. Keep it in house. So obviously a hugely successful season, a breakthrough season. What are the short-term goals now? And where do you see yourself? Going into the start of 2026.
Short-term goals, I think, get up to volume.
Yep.
Like relatively quickly and try and stay there injury-free. Just try and hammer out the miles and I guess just improve that aerobic engine as quickly as possible. And just try and make headway on last year. I think that's one of the 2 main areas I really need to work on. And getting that up to speed quickly is going to be really important. I guess for 2025, 2026 even, there's World Indoors. There has to be a big target. Commonwealth Games for Wales.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be really exciting. And hopefully Europeans. I mean, my coach wants me to say the Ultimate Championships, but yeah, we'll see.
And obviously you've won the Great Britain Vest a few times this year, but what's it like putting on the Welsh Vest, and how special would it be next year if you've made the Commonwealth Games and you're there representing Wales?
It would be very special. I think as a kid, you look up to the Commonwealth Games and you think, I mean, I guess it's not quite as high pedigree as the Olympics, but even so, I guess being there is almost as like you've ticked off that childhood dream. So it would be so special to actually make that and just experience, I guess, representing Wales.
And
I know my
almost,
granddad would love it. He's fully Welsh. He would absolutely love that.
and almost a home games, being that it's up in Glasgow, but there is obviously another home games in the European Championships in Birmingham, and obviously we saw the crowds at the last Commonwealth Games.
Yeah,
it was exactly what it was like.
Amazing,
Jen.
yeah.
So it's such a busy year. How do you plan for that when there's so much going on from European indoors? Obviously, you've learned a lot through this season, but is it going to try and do them all?
Careful planning, I think. So we've already sat down, Martin and I, ahead of next year. We've even into the summer season, we've ticked off the races we know we're going to do.
Yeah.
So I think really thinking about what races do we need. Like there are some races which are nice to have, but what would you actually benefit from, and sort of ranking them, making an informed decision, and then going from there. But I think well in advance, planning out the training camps. I mean, he's got his spreadsheets for VO2 max and other sort of calculations, trying to figure out exactly where I need to be at certain times. But yeah, a lot of planning.
And seeing that World Championship final, 142.7 was 8th place. I think the world rankings in 2023, the world lead was 142.8. So the world has moved on in 800 metre running. You've moved on with it as well. But, you know, what's the ultimate goal? Is it obviously the Olympics in LA? Is it, you know, obviously to hit the world champs? You know, what would you be happy with in the next few years to hit your level of performance at?
I think what I'd be happy with and what my ultimate goal would be slightly separate.
Yeah.
I think the standards move on so much. I was thinking about that even in 2023. I was like, oh my God, this has moved on so much more than the past few years, and now it's moved on again.
Yeah.
I think actually being competitive, at least next year, and I mean, you have to be running 142 to even be in the picture, which is a crazy thing to say. If you had asked someone 10 years ago, that would have won you a world medal by a second or so. It's making the Olympic team.
Yeah.
I mean, that has to be the goal.
Absolutely.
I feel like every athlete strives for that, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. I guess get as close to this is pie in the sky.
Oh, no, throw it out there. We want to hear it.
Getting as close to that British record as possible.
Yes, yeah, that 141.7, yeah, is 7, yeah. So
7.
Seb Coes, isn't it? So
Seb Coes.
It is. Yeah. We've got such a good current batch of 800 metre runners, and the world is so competitive. It would be great if it was yourself, Max, and Ben, or a few others that dipped inside that. So you know,
that'd be so good. Yeah.
Yeah, what would that mean if that was done, say, an Olympic final, and there was a medal attached to it?
It's like the triple whammy, isn't it?
I think a few things can be considered like a life highlight.
Yes.
But I think that could be like unreachable. Yeah. Like having a kid, I'm not sure can even like get to that level. That's as good as it gets, I'm afraid.
I've had the child, but not the second one. So yeah.
Yeah, no. I think that would be, nothing could ever beat that, I don't think.
And we like to round off every episode with a final question. What's the best piece of advice that you've ever been given? But what's also the piece of advice you would give out?
Stick with it even when it gets tough. Because I guess when it gets tough is when you filter out people who are or aren't willing to make the thing. Piece of advice I'd give out, at least for running, is just enjoy it. Like everyone's doing the sport because they love it. Mm-hmm. And if you sort of lose sight of that in the pursuit of excellence, then what's the point? Like you're meant to be enjoying it. So I guess that would be my advice.
Well, we want you to continue to enjoy it for as long as possible, Justin, and we can't wait to see what happens and those teams. And we'd love to see you challenging at the Commonwealth Games in the Red of Wales in the summer. So good luck getting up to that 80 plus kilometres and those double sessions on a Monday. And when the wind and rain comes in to Bath as well. So we wish yourself, Martin, and your whole team all the very best within the 2025. And again, huge congratulations from ourselves and the team for what you did through the summer and in the indoors as well. And best of luck for next week and next year. And thanks so much for being our latest guest on Beyond the Track.
Thank you very much. It was fab. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Take care and all the best.
Take care.
Well, what a great interview with Justin. He's had such a rise. Obviously, what a great season with that European Under-23 medal. He wanted more, obviously, Jen, not obviously making worlds, but I think it's going to make him hungry, especially for a Commonwealth Games year as well coming up.
Absolutely. He sounds like he is so invested into improving his performances, and I think this winter he's going to put in a real solid shift, and next year he's going to come out all cylinders firing.
He is, and that will be on the track. We won't see him on the trail or the cross country. And, let's go through some of the action that we've got coming up this weekend. It won't feature Justin, but it will feature a lot of other athletes. Saturday, Jen, we've got a bit of trail going on.
We've got the Athen Forest Forest Trail Half Marathon in Port Talbot. So if you're into the distance running and you're into the trails, that's the perfect one for you.
It does. You might set some up for a marathon the week after. But then on Sunday the 19th, we also got the Gwent Leisure Centre League, and that's race 1 in Newport, and then another cross country league that's long established. That's the West Glam Cross Country, which also is in round 1, and they're going to Pembury Country Park as well, where we've had the Welsh champs a few times. So hopefully the sun is shining, and they get a bit of time on the beach and maybe a bit of tobogganing after. So it's always my favourite one with Pembury.
I love Pembury. I think it's a great course for cross country and spectating, actually.
It is.
You can really kind of immerse yourself in that one.
It is. Lovely location. So we wish all the very best for our trail runners and cross country runners at the weekend.
And thanks for joining us for another episode of Beyond the Track podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with a friend. We'll be back next week with another special episode.